You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Men Lie, Women Lie, Numbers Manipulate. It's our weekly economic review show. Thank you guys for tuning in. So happy and blessed to have you guys with me today. So, if you do not know who I am your host of the show and of the channel. I am Tech Coach Ralph, where we are engineered to win. Since today we're talking about the economy, talking about a little bit of money. I have my cash cow hat on today because you know what we do. We love to win here. We love success. We embrace success, right? We do not run in the Victim Olympics. We are in it to win it. So welcome everyone. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful 4th of July as well. And we are going to continue. We're going to run it up. I feel like I haven't been with you guys forever. And we only had one day off. That was Thursday because it was going to be way too loud to do our show Thursday night. But we are here. I have set the timer for 90 minutes because I have a coaching call at 11 Eastern time. So we're in it to win it. We're going to get to work. You know how we do. Let me see if I can fix this real quick. All right. I think that's better. Yeah, I like that better. So let's get the show on the road. So here's the deal, right? LinkedIn did not have, I guess our good friend Kate at LinkedIn was on vacation this week because I didn't get the weekly economic numbers. So I went out there and I got some information that I wanted to review. I found it very, very interesting. And we're going to review that today. You know, a lot of it is from Yahoo Finance. Great source of information, I suppose. Maybe Mitch and your car can tell us otherwise if that's not the case. But I got some articles from there we're going to review, dig deep into them and see what they tell us. And, we'll go from there. We're going to talk about the job market. The job number is being revised again. We're going to talk about one of my favorite companies and people, Tesla and Mr. Elon Musk. I know a lot of people dislike him, but hey, when we get to that topic, I'm going to give you my analogy for the stock market and for the CEOs. All right. But a lot of things that we have to cover today. We're going to have some fun as we always do around this time. So without further ado, wait, just 1 second there. Before we move on, if you haven't done so already, do me a big favor, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every time that we go live and drop new content. I love to have you guys in the chat so that we can interact, answer your questions, get your thoughts, your feedback, all of that good stuff. All right. So, and there's more. Go over to www.techcoachralph.dev, sign up for the Patreon so that you can get access to exclusive content. I'm about to record a video today, which I'm going to do my best to release it on Monday, of how to properly use job boards to find jobs, find the skill, see what skills you need, see what skills you match on. Because so many people, they just apply for jobs like crazy and they get absolutely no response. And 90% of the time, it's because they're totally unqualified for it. Totally unqualified. And that is not a recipe for success. And, you know, here we are all about success. So sign up for the Patreon, sign up for one-on-one coaching. We can, you know, I can help you. I can be in your corner. I can be your ringman. Is that what they call him? What do they call him in boxing, Mitch? The corner guy? I don't know. You tell me. But we can work together. We can be successful together because it's hard to do it on your own. It's hard to do it on your own. But before we get into our articles, we got my guy in the building.
Are you ready?
We got Mitch here. Mitch says, on this early Saturday morning, take off the blazer, loosen up the tie. Superman is alive. And Mitch says, did you see the latest cyber attack? 10 billion passwords leaked. I did not see that. I'm going to look it up right now, Mitch. Let's see who that is from. This is, let me see, 20 hours ago, 10 billion stolen by hackers, how to protect yourself. Oh, goodness, let's see. Share the screen. Why not share the screen while we're at it, right? Let's see what's going on. So, Rock U 2024 leak could give hackers a huge upper hand. Let's see. Cyber researchers calling it the largest password compilation leak of all. On July 4th, a newly registered user on a popular hacking forum posted a file containing nearly 10 billion compromised in plain text. The post was first noticed by Cyber. Okay. But where'd they get it from, though? Let's see. In its essence, Rock U 2024 leaked a compilation of real-world passwords used by individuals all over the world, revealing that many passwords for threat actors substantially heightens the risk for credential stuffing attacks. As Cyber News, interesting. Something we'll have to look into. But go already and change all of your passwords, because thank you for bringing that to my attention, Mitch. I was busy. I was busy yesterday and the day before yesterday. So, but good to know. And we're gonna look into it, even do a bug bite on it to see what in the world is going on. We got my guy in the building. We got Junior. What's going on, Junior? What's good with you? What's up? What's happening? What's going on? Happy to have you here.
I appreciate you.
All right, So, with that being said, let's get into our first article for today. But we'll be keeping an eye on this. We'll be keeping an eye on this password leak. 10 billion. Go and change. Go update your passwords. All over the place. So, with that being said, let's jump into here. Let's go to. Let me see if I can get this to fit in here the right way. Here. All right, so let me fix this up a little bit so we can review this the right way. Okay, can I stop this? Hold on, pause. All right, let's see here. Let me fit this into the screen. All right. Where are you? And let's drag that over here. All right. So let's get into this one, see what we're talking about. So this one says the June job report. U.S. labor markets add 206,000 jobs. The unemployment rate rises to 4.1%. Well, looky here. It looks like we are going in the wrong direction, but we all know that the unemployment rate was slightly, anyways, right? Because they told us that, I mean, what type of, we always ask, what type of jobs are people having as well? But let's do this. There. Cool. So what type of jobs are people having in the first place, right? But the U.S. labor market adds 206,000 jobs. Unemployment rate rises. Let's dig into this, right? All right. So this was updated on July 5th, 2024. The U.S. labor market added more jobs than expected in June, while the unemployment rate unexpectedly rose, reaching its highest level since November of 2021. Another sign that the job market continues to cool. Data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics released Friday showed the U.S. economy added 206,000 non-farm payroll jobs in June, more than the 190,000 expected by economists. But as we know, let's see what happens in August when they're going to tell us, actually, we have to revise the numbers for June, right? So let's see. The unemployment rate rose to 4.1%, up from 4% in the month prior and the highest reading in almost 2 years. June's job additions were a slight decline from May, which saw job gains revised down on Friday to 218,000 from 272,000 initially reported last month. How do you have a revision from 272,000 to 218,000? That is a big jump. That is a really big jump in my mind, in my estimation. Total revisions for April and May showed the U.S. economy added 111,000 fewer jobs than initially reported. So why should we expect that what the numbers they gave us for June, which is that we added 206,000, is actually going to be 206,000 come July? It might even be lower than the expected. I'm just saying, because we always see the revisions go in one direction, not the other. Right? So the June jobs report showed more signs of cooling in the labor market, with job growth including revisions weaker than expected, the unemployment rate rising and earnings growth slowing. Oxford economics lead U.S. economic Nancy Vanden Houghton wrote in a note to clients. So the U.S. job growth down in June, let's see, 122, 722, 1222, 63, 1123. And the unemployment rate, so 122 was around 4. Now we're at 4.1. It went all the way down to like 3.4 at one point. And now we are on the way up. Going all the way up, right? So the S&P 500 and NASDAQ Composite rose following the report. Interesting. Adding to gains after the market traded to record highs earlier this week amid a slew of softer than expected economic data, including readings on inflation that have the U.S. packing back toward a disinflationary path, according to Fed Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. Ahead of Friday's job report, investors were pricing in 2 interest rate cuts this year, with the first most likely to come in September. According to the CME Fed Watch tool, investors are pricing in a nearly 75% chance the Fed's cut rates in September. Last month, Fed forecast suggests 1 rate cut would likely be appropriate this year. To some, Friday's report further strengthens the case for Federal Reserve interest rate cuts in the near future. Today's employment report ought to firm up the expectations to a September rate cut. Renaissance Marco head of economics Neil Duda wrote in a note to clients, economic conditions are cooling and that makes the trade-off different for the Fed. Powell should use July to set up a September cut. We shall see. We shall see. All right. The unemployment claims rising and the unemployment rate at its highest level in more than 2 years while inflation is falling. Economists believe the Fed is walking an increasingly fine line by keeping interest rates at their highest levels in more than 2 decades. So let's check the chat real quick, see what's going on, and then we'll finish up the story. So we got, let's see where we're at. And Mitch says he's definitely changing his passwords. Junior says I definitely need to change my passwords as well. We all do. With 10 billion, crazy. And we got my guy in the building. Rod Brown says, "What's good, big dog? Hope you're having a great day. I am having an amazing day. I hope you're having an amazing day as well. I've been up early. I mean, early is relative, but I've been up. Had a coaching call this morning, helping someone troubleshoot some Docker issues and stuff like that. You know, we get it in. We are getting to work. It's always great when you see things start working. Right when you're about to give up, things start to work. You know, how many times have we seen that on this channel, right? And Mitch says, "Where's the third co-host? He is late." I don't know. You know what? I believe the third co-host will be here just in time, Mitch. But we got it. We are good to go. All right. And Mitch says, data means nothing, absolutely nothing, if you are not doing anything with it. All they do is make these numbers up. They just pull it out of their. Anyways. All right. So let's keep going with this article. It says, all right, so given the cooling evident over the past year in the labor market, we see further labor market weakening as becoming more worrisome and less welcomed by the Fed. Wells Fargo senior economist Sarah House wrote in a note to clients on Tuesday. Okay, who are these clients? Mitch, when they say they wrote a note to clients, who are the clients that they're talking about? I don't know. Who are these clients? I want to be a client. Data out earlier this week showed signs of a slowdown in the labor market. On Wednesday, the ADP Research Institute National Employment Report showed 150,000 jobs were added to the private sector in June, a deceleration from the 157,000 jobs added in May. So if 150 were added in June and 209,000 were added overall, does that mean that about 59,000 were added to like government? Interesting. Meanwhile, data from the from the Department of Labor showed nearly 1.86 million continuing unemployment claims were filed in the week ending of June 29th, up 1.83 million the week prior. This marked the 9th straight week where continuing claims have risen. That's pretty much what we're about to start hearing. You guys are going to start. Mitch, change your number, Mitch. You're about to start getting those texts. Hey, big head, change your number. Don't reply. All right. Whenever you get a text that says, hey, big head, delete. Just mark it. Put your filter as spam. Anything that says big head in it, mark it as spam. All right. So, let's continue. It says, elsewhere in Friday's report, wage growth, an important measure for gauging inflation pressures, slowed to 3.9% year over year. On a monthly basis, wages increased 0.3%, a decrease from the previous month of 0.4% gain. We have high inflation, more unemployment, and the money's going down. We're getting paid less.
I hate it here. I want to go home.
You know? Meanwhile, the labor force participation rate picked up 62.6 from 62.5 the prior month. Well, more people are working, but they are making less is what I'm reading here. Don't forget, friends, family, that the tax cuts expire come like February or something like that, or this year. So that means our taxes are going to go all the way up. Remember that once these tax cuts expire, our taxes are going to go all the way up, right? So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, all right? So start putting money aside now because they are coming for it all. They're going to take it all, right? You know when they were those shirts come and take it. That's what they're going to do with your money, all right? The largest job increase in Friday's report were in government employment, which added 70,000 jobs in June, and that is why our taxes are going to go up.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Because we cannot hire in the private sector, but we have to pay more taxes to pay for these government jobs where they're in there for life. And what do we have to do? We have to scratch and, for every single cent that we can get from our own hard work. Crazy. It's crazy out here. It is crazy out here, right? At the same time, healthcare employment added 49,000 jobs, lower than the average monthly gain of 64,000 over the last 12 months. So there's less healthcare workers. There are more government employees. They are in it to win it. They're in it to win it, right? Well, that is our article on the job report for the month of June. Thank you so much to Yahoo Finance on that. Let's go back to full screen before we get to the next article. Let's see. What else do we got? So Mitch said that they are AI clients. They're not real clients. Interesting. That sucks. Right? And what else? Mitch found it hilarious that he would be getting hey big head texts from people that he hasn't spoken to in 20 years. It's real out here. It is real out here. Just saying. And we got wait, one more. We have Mitch says, hey, what's up? Just wanted to see how you were doing. We're just curious how it's been such a long time since that we spoke. And, I just wanted to let you know that I was thinking about you the other day. And I was just wondering, how have you been? Have you been holding up? Whenever you have a chance, just, respond to me. Maybe we can get coffee. It would be nice to catch up with you. Right? That's how the conversation is going to go. And then Mitch is going to say, report as spam. Sorry. Not sorry. Anyways, we got my guy in the building, Mr. Amp Stars himself. Says, gotta have some funds to put aside for real. I'm telling you, they come in for everything. They are coming for everything. So you gotta be ready. Especially, they want it all. If they could tax you at 75%, they would. But some of them have suggested that. Imagine if you were to make $1 billion a year and they say that they want to take 75% of your billion. That means that you actually only earned 250 for all your hard work. I'm just saying. All right. And Mitch says, honestly, that's why I don't care if people job stack. Unpopular opinion. Why is job stacking unpopular? I don't think it's unpopular. I think you got to be careful with it, and just whatever you do, don't fumble the bag. Don't just be legit about it. Don't fumble the bag, and as Jeezy said, don't get caught. Hey. And Mitch says, block. Gotta do what you gotta do. And we got my guy Junior says also block and delete.
How dare you?
See, you guys are ruthless, right? And Mrs. Ralph, I am for the people, but not those people. Mitch, you gotta be for everybody, Come on, Mitch. We got B Peace in the building. Said this is crazy. It's real out here. It is real out here.
Bruh.
And Mitch says, Ralph is crazy. 1 minute he's against it, the next minute he's fine with it. Hey, I'm just saying, all right, come on, Mitch. If you get this, right? If I work And then I'm also doing my content here, and I'm coaching. I'm job stacking, just not like I'm not doing multiple W-2s or 1099s for different companies, but I'm job stacking. But what I'm saying is don't make, because you know how many people they're like, oh, while I'm in one stand up on mute, I'm in another meeting and I'm talking there and trying to keep. I'm like, man, you're crazy. Like they have like 10 different computers lined up at their desk. I'm like, come on, like that's a little extreme. I'm just saying, don't like. Just be careful. Just be careful. There's nothing wrong. I mean, I used to have many jobs at one point, but I didn't have them overlap. Well, maybe at the time I did. Anyways, that's a different story, different topic, right? And which says, are you a Gemini? No, I'm not. I was born in April 15th. Whatever that falls into. I think that's an Aries or something. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to that nonsense. Yeah, I said that's the unpopular opinion. All that astrology and sign stuff, that is the nonsense. What? Okay, I probably lost some steps. I apologize, but it is nonsense. Sorry, not sorry. And which is yes, that's the same thing. People are crazy. They get themselves into trouble. Exactly. I'm like, don't fumble all your bags, right? You know, like on that overemployment Reddit, they're like, oh, and then remember the bot that caught him at the mall, all that crazy stuff, right? But it is what it is. You know, people take some dumb risk and then they make the worst of it, right? At my guy, Junior. Are you really? Where did it go? It didn't pop up yet. There we go. Junior says, I'm April 17th. That's what I'm talking about. Well, happy belated birthday. Although it's very, very belated, but happy belated birthday anyways, right? Anyways. And Mitch says, I don't believe in that either, right? And it says, Junior says, yeah, that is complete nonsense about horror, not horoscope, horoscope. That's what they are. They are horoscopes because, I don't know, they just, the way people fall for things. Anyways, let's continue. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is my guy, my friend. Remember, I had a discussion with one of my friends who I play basketball with. Mitch, don't get on me for basketball, but we were talking about Elon Musk, and I was saying, you know what, I would love to work for Elon Musk. He's like, are you crazy? Why would you want to? I'm like, because to me, he's a genius. He's not a genius. I'm like, hey, whatever you say, right? But hey, I want to talk about this article right here. Let's get to it. Let's go to here. So I was so happy yesterday. Why was I happy? Right? I was happy because when I logged into my Stash app, I saw that my Tesla stock was in the green. It hadn't been in the green for months now. And I was like, whatever, let's just keep dollar cost averaging it. Continuing to add to Tesla, you know, because I don't add much to it, but I continue to add to it every week. A little bit of Tesla goes in, a little bit of Tesla goes in, a little bit of Tesla goes in, right? And I just happened to log in yesterday and I saw that I was in the green. And then I was like, what in the world? I Googled Tesla and it said Tesla stock rises again. Extending monster 40% rally over the last month. I swear, my Tesla was down for the past who knows how long. It had to be months because it was down by like 20%, 25%. When I checked it on like maybe on Tuesday, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday it was down. I logged in yesterday, boom, all the way up. I was like, what in the world is going on here? So let's see what happened with Tesla. Tesla stock rose 2% on Friday as shares extended their winning streak for the 8th straight session and erased their year-to-date losses after 37% rally over the past 8 sessions and in 43% rise in the last month. The stock is now in the positive territory for 2024, completing a remarkable quick turnaround. The stock had fallen as much as 40% year-to-date as of mid-April. Crazy. Over the last month, the S&P 500 is up a modest 4%. I was like, what? What in the world is going on here? So here's a question. Who in the chat plays fantasy sports? You know, people love fantasy football. Who plays fantasy basketball? Is there even fantasy baseball? Who knows, right? But who likes fantasy sports? Let me know. That's what I want to know. Who is into fantasy sports? So while we find that out, I'm going to keep reading, and then I'm going to bring it back to fantasy sports at the end of it all, right? And we got my guy in the building, me, my Safai. Oh, I got it this time. Me, my Safai. How are you doing today? So happy to have you here as always, my guy.
I appreciate you.
That's what I'm talking about. And so let's keep reading for a second. Let's keep reading, and then we're going to get into the fantasy sports thing, right? So Tesla extended rally comes as the car manufacturer beat on quarterly deliveries earlier this week.
We the best. Let's get it.
Right? Aside from these productions and delivery results, Tesla bulls have also highlighted the company's fastest growing segment, its energy storage business. You see? And that's why, for those who think that Tesla is a car company, you are so sadly mistaken. Tesla, above all else, is a technology company. Elon Musk is a technologist. From PayPal, SpaceX, Neuralink, probably the things that he's doing over there with X now. I'm pretty sure you're gonna see some amazing things coming with X at some point. Or it might just be his toy. Who knows, right? It might just be his expensive toy. It might be his Ferrari. Who knows, right? We shall see. We shall see. But let's keep reading. Right? So, Tesla started its Independence Day celebration early with a positive Q2 delivery, beat 33,000 lower inventory, and a large storage behind to remind investors it is not just an auto company like I just said.
Bruh.
That's what I'm talking about. See, and a lot of people, they don't like Elon. But you know what? I like Elon. Why do I like Elon? Because he continues to have my Tesla stock go up. So shout out to Mr. Elon Musk and Tesla, all right? Another positive catalyst came from the publication of China's provincial government purchase list, which included locally built Tesla cars on Thursday. China is investing in Tesla. Why? How come China didn't invest in BYD? That's an interesting question. Why didn't they invest in BYD? Right? So, the catalog for Jiangsu province in eastern China included Tesla's Model Y vehicle, meaning government workers are allowed to purchase the vehicle as a service car, according to Reuters. Talk about how do you like them apples? How do you like them apples? People were so afraid of BYD here, but China is buying Teslas. Tesla has faced stiff competition abroad from Chinese counterparts and some waning demand for EVs in the US. In an effort to reduce costs, the company embarked on a plan to cut more than 10% of the global staff earlier this year in what some analysts saw as a signal of tough times ahead. The company also slashed prices last year to spur sales. During Tesla's shareholder meeting last month, CEO Elon Musk confirmed that near-term demand and sales would still struggle somewhat as the industry goes through a transitionary period. Can we just say, give the man his money? Give him his $55 billion, right? He took nothing, and he took Tesla, started at the bottom, now we here, right? There is still the risk of further price cuts ahead, and there are still further questions on fundamentals. We are still facing somewhat of an EV winter on demand. Winter is coming. Barclays senior equity research analyst Dan Levy told Yahoo Finance earlier this week, so good results, but I think the fundamental macro backdrop is still the same. Levi has an equal weight rating on the stock and a 180 price target, right? Where are we at? All right, so let's see. Tesla will report its quarterly results on June 23 on July 23rd after the market close. Analysts are looking ahead to August 8th when the company will unveil its much anticipated robo-taxi. We'll be looking out for that. So the key for Tesla stock is the street recognizing that Tesla is the most undervalued AI play in the market. Once Tesla gets into AI and their humanoids, it's going to go crazy. Webbush managing director Dan Ives wrote in a note this week as he raised his price target on the stock to 300 from 275 with new bull case of 400 for 2025. I am not selling my Tesla stock whatsoever. Nope, not happening. I've added the company's robotaxi event on August 8th will lay the yellow brick road to full self-driving and an autonomous future. I would like to get me an autonomous car or a self-driving car because I would like to be able to work while being chauffeured, but I don't want to pay for a driver. I don't know. We shall see. We'll figure it out. Anyways, let's go back to full screen. And let's get into the comments. And then I'm going to talk about this fantasy sports thing, all right? So, let's see. And me, myself, I said, I'm doing well. You got it? That's what I'm talking about. Finally got it. And I'm walking these 12 miles, more power to you. That's awesome. That is awesome. You get to clear your mind in nature. It is way too hot down here in South Florida to walk 12 miles. It's too hot to walk 1 mile down here. So I hear you. I hear you. Keep up the good work. And my guy Ampstar says, sports are demonic spirits to keep you entertained. People, let me make this a little bigger. This is way too small. People celebrate victories off the strength of opposition getting injured. Excuse my thoughts. Hey, your thoughts are welcome here. Don't apologize for your thoughts, right? So let's go.
We the best.
And you know what? I don't know if I agree or disagree with that, but I stopped watching sports because I found that I was getting way too. It was taking too much. Like it was way too emotional, right? And I was like, you know what? I would rather channel that emotion somewhere else. But I hear you. And we got Boston Bob in the building. Welcome to the show. Boston Bob says, Elon is backed by a lot of government funding. Yes, your tax dollars. Elon is the greatest showman in the world. Hey, if Elon is a great showman, then more power to him. And if my tax dollars are backing Tesla and whatever other endeavors he's in, at least I'm getting a return on it, as opposed to, our tax dollars going to some other nonsense. You know what I mean? So, I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, my Tesla stocks are on the rise. So I would rather my Tesla stocks be on the rise, even though he's getting backed by government funding and my tax dollars actually working for me, instead of going to the graveyard of disastrous government spending to die.
Bruh.
And we got, Mitch says, me, myself, you couldn't walk a mile in my shoes. No, we could not walk a mile in his shoes because those have some serious mileage on it, and he does it. He does 12 miles almost every single day. That is crazy. Mitch says, App Stars, what are you talking about, Willis? They say, Mitch, you have to say what you, not what you. It's what you. Right, I'm going to type in the chat for you, Mitch. It's what you, like that. What you talking about, Willis? What else we got? And Boston Bob says, of course, I'm so happy to have you here. And he says, yep, you're right. I agree. Hey, at the end of the day, I just want my money. I just want my money. All right. So here's the thing. So the reason I asked about the fantasy sports, right? So, and I know a lot of people, they put in the money for fantasy sports to make money and all that type of stuff, and it keeps some people engaged, like gives them caring more about the game. I don't like being totally so invested into these sports things so much. I'll tell you even this, right? Like maybe 2 weekends ago, I went to help coach one of the people I train jiu-jitsu with, and just like watching those competitions, my heart is beating because I want my people to win, right? But going back to fantasy sports now, I think that, my fantasy sports are, I'm moving towards that to be these stocks. So like Nvidia is one of my fantasy teams. Tesla is one of my fantasy teams. Microsoft, Google, Amazon. AMD. I had to cut Intel, Facebook, Meta, because the things that I learned from analyzing them, understanding the CEOs, seeing their work ethic, the drive when they have to do layoffs and stuff like that, being invested into them, I have a stake in it. The amount of effort that I see people spend on fantasy sports, having drafts and all this type of stuff, how much more money could they make if they were to put that type of drive and that type of money into the market, into their 401ks, into their IRAs, where 30 years down the road, what are we, they're still going to be playing fantasy sports. They're going to be heading up to the barbershop, doing their draft. Then on Monday, they go to their nominal jobs. On their break, they're looking at their fantasy sports, setting up their roster and stuff like that. But me, I want the fantasy stocks. I want the fantasy stocks. And when I log into my Stash app, and I see that my Tesla is in the green for the first time since who God knows how long, I'm throwing a party.
Let's get it.
Now, I know on Monday it can go down, and when I see it go down, whatever. It'll come back up at some point. Hopefully. Hopefully, right? But I want to direct my attention to that type of stuff instead of to like all the LeBron James playing with his kid, what Stephen A is saying about the WNBA. I don't care at the end of the day, right? I want my fantasy stocks. But those fantasy stocks are actually a reality because I have control over that. You have no control over the players who gets injured and stuff like that, keeping up with the injury report. But I want control. I mean, yeah, I have control over the stocks that I own. What the companies do, not so much, but we were able to do research on that. So that's my thoughts about it. Let me know what you think. Do you think that fantasy stocks, real fantasy stocks, instead of fantasy sports, is a good option? That is my question. All right, let's finish up with the chat and see what else we got. Ampstar says to Mitch, I'm saying, how many times have you celebrated a main player getting injured just so your team can win? That's a good, have I ever celebrated it? Thinking, have I ever celebrated a player getting injured so my team could win? I can't really, I might have at one point. I don't know. I mean, it depends. If it's in the regular season, then no, I'm not going to celebrate it. If it is in the NBA Finals, I don't know. I might have to, like, well, it sucks that it happens, but we the champs, though. We are the champs, though. I'm a terrible person. Amstars, I kind of have to agree with you here. I have to agree with you. Mitch agrees too. Mitch agrees too. Mitch says, I'm sorry. Maybe once, but it wasn't right. You're right, I'm sorry. You're right, all right? You're right. And it says, oh, I see what you did with that. That makes sense. I hear you. And Memisify says, You're welcome to do the 12 miles a day as well. I was doing 15 a day at one point. I backed down to 12 to allow my feet to heal. 12, all right? Smart, a lot of blue chips. Hey, I'm in it for the long term. I'm not trying to go, like, I don't have, like, see, when I have some friends, right? They would be buying and selling every other day on these, like, little penny stocks and like, oh, I made this much, I made that much and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't have the time or the patience or none of that stuff to be playing around with these little stocks and losing money here, losing money there. Oh, but I made this much here. I'm like, I'm just going in for the long run. I just have my, like, and see me. I am a QA engineer, automation person at heart. I automate everything. I use Acorns to automate, like, every week it puts some money into Acorns and it just spreads it out on its own. I have Stash where I say, okay, these are the companies that I want to invest in. Like, these are the ones that I trust. And when I got some dividends on Acorns the other day. When I started Acorns, I started back in maybe like 7 years ago, and now I'm getting dividends of like, I got one for $72, and then the other one like 3 days later was like a $40 dividend. I was like, what in the world is going on here? I don't touch it. But and then my stash with the blue chips and stuff like that, I'm like, all right, just auto invest. I don't want to look at it. I just go and check. Oh, it's looking good. Oh, it's not looking so good, but whatever. Time, maybe invest more. Who knows, right? But that's what I'm talking about. And it says, Boston Bob says, what's your opinion on Amazon lay off humans for robots instead? Was telling people who keep pushing unions would just make Amazon move faster into robotics. I entirely agree with you with that. When you push these artificial things of like, oh, unionizing, what's the other thing? The minimum wage and stuff like that. Oh, all these type of worker rights and all this type of stuff. Then the companies are not going to lose. So the price are going to go up, and they're going to get rid of the employees to replace it with robotics, with robots who do not complain. Yet at least. They don't complain yet at least. But they don't complain. So and you know who's going to win with that? Me, an automation engineer. They're going to need people to run the robots. And they're going to take 10, 20 people and put it into, and they're going to get like 5 robots. And they're going to get one person, and that one person is going to get half the salary of all those people to put together to run the robots. That's how I see it. I think that when you artificially inflate the job market and the prices and stuff like that, that's the result that you get. Instead of having it be competitive, now you have to compete against robots. And you have to compete against me. Who's going to be controlling these robots? Do you remember where you used to have like the stockbrokers and stuff like that, who you would call in and say, okay, I want to make this trade, and they'll charge you X amount? Now, Fidelity doesn't charge you. TD Ameritrade, or Charles Schwab now, I guess they don't charge you. I'm not too familiar with, but I'm pretty sure they don't charge you. Stash, you pay like a monthly subscription, and you get to like do partial stocks, all that type of stuff. Acorns, pay a subscription, and they automatically invest based on your how aggressive you want to be. So if you take the time to learn this stuff, you can make money yourself, but the right way. I don't get involved in like the day trading and stuff like that. I don't have the time. I don't have the care. None of that stuff for it. But I totally agree with you. Like, the more you continue to artificially inflate things, companies are going to improvise, and that's going to make my stock go up. I'm just saying. All right. And we got my guy in the building, Telltale Woke. I wanted the Raptors to win in 2019, but still sad to see KD go down. I think Klay Thompson went down in that same series as well. They were both out. That really sucked. That really sucked. All right. And Mitch says, Boston Bob, people still have to run the AI. AI can't run AI. Eventually, these companies will see. No, but here's the thing, Mitch. Who is going to run the AI? Is it going to be the people who are unionized, complaining and stuff like that? Or is it going to be the brightest, the best of us, who's going to be saying, all right, because even when you're doing AI, you need to know how to prompt it correctly. You need to know how to run the robots correctly. Because you can't have, all that stuff matters, but you're going to have to be a little bit more wiser. So it's not just going to be like, oh, you're going to have like the regular warehouse worker. The warehouse worker is now going to be controlling the robots. So you're going to have one warehouse worker where now you might have like 20, 50, whatever. And have 1, 2 warehouse workers who are controlling the robots to make sure everything is running correctly. They're going to be the ringleader of the robots. I'm just saying. All right. And it says they definitely would have lost if KD was playing. They would have. No, he means the Raptors would have lost. The Raptors would have lost. Let's see. I was. And then I don't want to get into basketball, but when was the last time Kawhi Leonard has played 2 games in a row? I'm just saying. When have they played 2 games in a row? I'm just saying, all right? Anyways, let's get to the next thing I want to talk about. So, the next thing up is let's see. Oh, let's read this before we get to our next topic. So Boston Bob says, that's why I got 3 of my nephews into electrical, not college, and they are making 6 figures. Yeah, and those trades, it's hard to see how robots and AI and stuff like that is really going to take those over, like plumbing, electrical, stuff like that. But I do think, though, I think they come into a great advantage, though, because there's going to be tools that are created that's going to help them work more efficiently. Because I have no idea how back in the days, like with plumbing and electrical and stuff, but when I do like my little, very minor electrical stuff, like changing out a switch, installing a light fixture, something like that, the tools that they have, like those little caps that you tighten and stuff like that to make the connection, as opposed to, you remember back in the days you had to like twist the wire together and then put some tape around it. You don't even have to do that anymore. So I think that is a great position for them to be in. It's just you just have to know. You have to know when is the right area, the right time, the right sector. Because one of my best friends been an electrician for ages. The person that I first worked for when I was working at the park, also an electrician as well. I've been doing it for so long, So very very cool stuff. And what I like as well is that one thing that Boston Bob says that I really, really appreciate is that he says, I got 3 of my nephews into electrical. It doesn't sound like it was like, oh, well, I feel like doing this. I feel like doing that. It was like, all right, nephews, you can look into what you feel like doing, because our feelings change day to day, right? One day you feel like pizza. The other day you feel like fried chicken. Our feelings change, but when we're making long-term decisions, we have to keep our emotions out of it. How many people, they go into tons of college debt because of they felt like something? Homie, don't play that. So I like the fact that he says, I got 3 of my nephews into electrical, whether they wanted to do it or not. Kicking and screaming, you're gonna get into this now. You're making 6 figures now. Now you can go enjoy a little bit, not too much. Go enjoy a little bit, but save. Like get to the bag. Get to the bag.
Money.
And we got, oh my goodness, we got my guy Rod Brown in the building with a $10 super chat. He says, wanted to say thank you so much for the superb content and motivation, bro. Keep grinding. Oh my goodness.
Appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Rod Brown. You are my guy. You are my guy. We're going to do some great things. And Mitch says, Boston Bob, that is a good field. I think that's a great field. Very, very true. Very, very true. And Amstar says, I agree, which means the one whom are controlling AI needs to understand the words they are utilizing. Exactly. So let's, Boston Bob says, yep, no college debt for the win.
We the best.
Yes, we are. All right. And Mitch says, feelings change, principles don't. That's a fact. All right. So let's jump into this article real quick. All right. So this one says, and let me recenter this thing. What happened here? Where'd it go? All right. Let's see. Let me fix this over here. Fix that over there. Let's zoom in a little bit. All right, so NVIDIA CEO sold stocks for the first time this year and netted the most he ever has in a single month. NVIDIA stock has risen over 160% so far this year. Do I have my phone on me? Let me get my phone on me. Let me see something. Let me see something real quick. My NVIDIA stock is up 314% since I had first purchased it. Craziness. 314%. Anyhow, just wanted to check, all right? So let's get the reading. But before we read that, I wanted to know something, right? Why do CEOs sell stocks? So I did a little bit of I did a search, and it said that, so I did a ChatGPT search. It says, so some reasons that CEOs might sell their stocks. Diversification, to reduce their financial risk, as holding a large portion of their wealth in one company's stock can be risky. Liquidity, needs to generate cash for personal expenses, investments, or financial needs. But think about that, right? If you think about this. This is why CEOs, especially when you have the money, that they will get paid in stock options. Because if they can keep imagine if you can keep your income to 100,000, right? But you need to purchase something. You can sell some stock or get a loan for it. So liquidity, right? So tax planning, to manage your tax liabilities, like I just said. Sometimes selling stocks is a tax advantageous manner. Performance incentives, to realize gains from stock options or shares granted as part of their compensation package. Regulatory or contractual requirements, to comply with specific regulations or contractual obligations that may require or limit their stock holdings. So that means like if the stock rises too much, then you can't hold X amount, so you have to sell it. Changes in company outlook. They might sell if they believe their company stock price is at a peak, or if they foresee potential challenges ahead. So they're getting out early, which that's kind of like, I don't know. That sounds kind of shady, but I mean, whatever. Retirement or exit strategy. Preparing for retirement or planning to leave the company can also motivate stock sales and charitable donations to fund philanthropic efforts, where selling stocks might be part of their giving strategy. Okay, makes sense. So let's read this article, right? Let's read this article. So key takeaways: NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang made his first share sale of the year last month, Bloomberg reports. He cashed in 1.3 million shares and gained $169 million. Yes, he did. Huang is NVIDIA's largest individual stakeholder. So let's get to reading. If you're invested in AI chip maker NVIDIA, how do you know when to sell? That's what I've been wondering. How do I know when to sell? All right. Let me close this. All right. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang made his first share sale of the year in June, cashing in 1.3 million shares to net $169 million. The most he's gained so far in 1 month, Bloomberg reported on Wednesday. Factoring in June sales, Huang has gained close to $1.1 billion from selling stocks since January 2020. He's not done yet. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission filing showed he intends to keep cashing in this month. As of June, Huang had a 3.8% stake in NVIDIA, over 934 million shares. Wow. So he only sold 1.3 million. So he has 934 million shares in NVIDIA. He must have got them at like a penny. He must have bought them when they were penny stocks. But he has all these shares. So wait one second. Just let me do some pocket watching real quick. Let's do some pocket watching. So it is 125. I don't even know if this calculator is going to be big enough to do this. Let's see. Let's do 125 times 934, 123, 123. and hundreds, 100,000, million. So his shares as of today are worth $116 billion. Right? Am I right? 1, 2, yeah. 116, so pretty much $117 billion. Wow, that's nice. That is nice. That is nice. All right, anyways, let's keep going. Let's see. From the start of the year, NVIDIA executives and directors have sold shares collectively worth more than $700 million per Bloomberg. NVIDIA has seen over 3,000% stock growth in the past 5 years, which may have elevated more than one long-term employee to semi-retired status based on stock grants alone. Those RSUs are very, very important. Those employee. What does that stand for again? Employee stock, ESSP. Employee stock purchase plan, ESPP. Employee stock purchase plans, very, very important. I'm going to tell you that. Don't miss out, because if your company goes all the way up to the moon, then they're gonna fund your retirement. I'm telling you, right? So let's see. NVIDIA briefly became the most valuable company in the world in mid-June with the market cap higher than $3 trillion. NVIDIA stock wasn't always stable though. Last week, the shares dropped 16% and the company lost more than $500 billion in market cap over the 3 trading days. The loss was more than the entire market cap of Samsung or Costco. How did Costco get into the conversation? What? Who invited Costco to the conversation? I could see Samsung being in there, but Costco? What? Anyway, whatever. NVIDIA stocks rebounded, and its valuation, still over $3 trillion at the time of writing, is now only surpassed by Microsoft and Apple. Shout out to Apple. I'm in the process of ordering my new laptop, which is, we're going to be doing some amazing things on this channel, some more stuff in Docker, and I'm going to have everything running at the same time. So our mobile development, our web development, our Terraform, Docker, all that type of stuff, it's going to be running now, because I am going to get my supercomputer and I'm going to name it Excalibur, because we are going to be slaying this code. All right. So let's see what else. The big question people have on this stock right now is sustainability. Bernstein Research Senior Analyst Stacy Rasgon told The Hill on Friday, "It's just the numbers have gotten so big so quickly that you have to wonder, can they continue?" There's a joke in there somewhere, but we're not going to do it on this channel. All right. So that was from Sharon Shibu. And yeah, very cool. Very cool. So is it time to sell? I don't know. FOMO is real, you know? But we shall see. Let's get back to full screen. Check the chat. So what else we've got in here? We got my guy Brandon in the building. Says, what's good? Just joined the Patreon group, ready to start this QA journey. Let's get it. Let's go. Yes, I saw you signed up yesterday. I was going to send you a message today. Really, really appreciate it. And, send me a message, anything you need. I am here to help. Let's go. And Boston Bob says, AI needs a lot of data centers, electricity. That is true. That's a good point. That is a good point. Your 3 nephews are going to be working, and that's people miss that, right? How many times do you hear people downplay electricians and stuff like that? But electricians are always going to be needed. And putting these data centers together, thinking about it, networking is also going to be needed, because to connect these data centers and keep them running and stuff, there's going to be people in there who actually have to keep them running. So very good. Very smart. Very, very smart, Boston Bob. Very, very smart. I like it a lot. And Junior says, it's time to sell when the CEO begins. I had that. I was like, oh, does that mean I should sell? That's why I had to do the search. I'm like, does that mean I should sell a little bit? I don't know. But Junior though, here's the thing. He's been selling all year, but he has 934 million shares. Should we have a threshold of when of how much the CEO sells before we start? Because he sold like, let me see, out of 934, he sold like less than 1%, way less than 1%. I don't know. I don't know if it's time. I don't know. We got my guy in the building, not always there when you call, but always on time. Your car, what's good? What's happening, bro? What's going on? And Mitch says, was about to send boys to your house. And says, have you heard of George Holtz? I have not, but I'm about to hear about him now. Let's see. George Holtz. Let's see. He was on Lex Friedman. Let me see. Who is George Holtz? Let's find out who George Holtz is. Let's go over here. So George Holtz, born October 2nd, 1989, alias Geo Holt, is an American security hacker, entrepreneur, and software engineer. He is known for developing iOS jailbreaks, reverse engineering the PlayStation 3, and the subsequent lawsuit brought against him by Sony. From September 2015 onward, he has been working on his vehicle automation machine learning company, Coma AI. Since November 2022, Holtz has been working on the Tiny Grad, a deep learning framework. He attended Academy for Engineering and Design Technology at the Bergen Country Academies, a magnet public high school in Hackensack, New Jersey. Shout out to Mitch in New Jersey. Holtz is an alumnus of the Johns Hopkins Center for Talented Youth program. Holtz has also briefly attended Rochester Institute of Technology and Carnegie Mellon University. Interesting. Security research, iOS. In August of 2007, 17-year-old George Holtz became the first person to remove the SIM lock on an iPhone. So, I don't know. Your car might combat that. Your car. Is this true? Is it your car? Was it you that be the first, or is it George Holtz? He's trying to take your title, your car. I don't know, but you know what? All the stuff I did with jailbreaking either came from your car or George Holtz. You know, he traded his second unlocked 8 gig iPhone to Terry Diadwan, the founder of Certed Cell, for a Nissan 350Z and 3 8 gig iPhones. That is a pretty good trade. You remember those Nissan 350Zs back in the days? You know, oh my God, my ADD is serious because now I have to go and take a look at that 350Z. Look at that 350Z. Look at that bad boy. Let's see. Nissan 350Z souped up. Oh, we do that. Ooh-wee. Look at that. They still make the 350Z as well? Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Oh, I remember those days. Everyone had those car doors on their car, like the Lamborghini doors. Ooh, look at that. He traded for one of these. Oh my God, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. What a beauty. I don't like that. I don't like those crazy. But look at that. Oof, that is beautiful. Look at that color. Oh my God. I'm blocking it. Hold on. Look at that. That's a beauty right there. Anyways, I digress. See, look what Boston Bob got me into. Boston Bob got me going all down these rabbit holes. But anyways, in October 2009, Holtz released Black Rain. It was compatible with all iPhones and iPod Touches. I think I used that. On July 13th, 2010, Holtz announced the discontinuation of his jailbreaking activities, citing demotivation over the technology and wanting an unwanted personal attention. Nevertheless, he continued to release the new software-based jailbreak techniques until October of 2010. PlayStation in December of 2009. All right, so let's go down to Coma AI and Tiny Corp. So Holtz found his AI startup, Coma AI, in September 2015. In an interview with Bloomberg, Holtz revealed that the company was building a vehicular automation technology based on machine learning algorithms. Holtz built a working self-driving 2016 Acura IXL. I'm not gonna go look at the Acura. I promise, all right? Which he demonstrated on California Interstate 280 freeway in a video, resulting in a cease and desist letter from the California Department of Motor Vehicles. See, the government never wants us to be great. He did what they've been trying to do for a very, very long time. I bet you he was going to get us our flying cars, right? But no. California never wants us to be great, all right? So Holtz wanted to sell his technology to Tesla Motors, meeting with CEO Elon Musk. Holtz claimed that Musk offered him $12 million minus $1 million for every month it took Holtz to work on the task to create a driving system that could replace the mobile eye solution that Tesla used at the time, which was disputed by Musk. Musk offered advice on Holtz's self-driving car project in December 2015 interview. On October 27, 2016, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration informed Holtz that the product was legally required to comply with federal motor vehicle safety standards and requested information that would confirm such compliance. A day later, George Holtz tweeted from Shenzhen that the Coma 1 was canceled. Kristen Lee stated that that the NHTSA was simply trying to open a dialogue and commented, instead, they got the worst attitude possible from Silicon Valley. Try and regulate us, thought leaders, and we'll take our ball and go home. He must have read Atlas Shrugged. He just Atlas Shrugged them. He Atlas Shrugged them. He's like, all right, you're trying to do all this? Well, you know what? I don't have to take this. I'm going home, like Steve Urkel, all right? And he did what he did, you know? So Coma AI open sourced their self-driving software called OpenPilot on November 30th, 2016, emphasizing its intended use for research without a warranty. On September 14th, 2018, Coma AI announced Holtz would become the head of research team for the project and appointed Ricardo Bisciani as the new CEO of the company. He left in March 2019, but returned in May of 2019 to become president once again. Like it was going to happen in November, apparently. So on January 7th, 2020, Coma AI debuted a $999 Coma 2 ADAS driver-assisted device at the annual CES Tech Show in Las Vegas. On August 23rd, 2022, Coma AI was sued by patent troll Success. On October 31st, 2022, Holtz said he was taking some time away from Coma AI. So Holtz is, he's kind of all over the place, apparently. So, Holtz founded Tiny Corp on November 5th, 2022. Tiny Corp aims to port machine learning instructions set to hardware accelerators. On May 24th, 2023, Tiny Corp announced they raised $5.1 million to build computers for machine learning and develop neural networks framework called TinyGrad. TinyGrad, a neural network framework developed by Tiny Corp, aims to provide a balance between the simplicity of Andrej Karpathy, MicroGrad's framework, and the functionality of PyTorch framework. PyTorch, that sounds familiar. All right, let's see. TinyGrad aims to realize performance gains over PyTorch through a number of optimizations, including dynamic compilation, fusing of operations, and a greatly simplified back-end. TinyGrad is currently used to enable Coma AI's OpenPilot framework to run the company's dedicated hardware, which includes Snapdragon 845 GPUs. Additionally, Tiny Corp built TinyBox, a $15,000 AI computer aimed at local modeling, training, and inference, serving as a personal computer cluster. All right, so that is who George Holtz is. So now we're caught up who that is, and let's see what else we got going on. So let's see. Your card says to Mitch, don't send them. They won't make it back. Wow. Ooh, crazy. The CEO is getting rich. You don't have enough to sell. Like, that's what I was thinking. Right? We don't have enough to sell. And think about Mark Zuckerberg when Facebook went public. True. And since George Holtz is a hacker and hack and sack. All right. It says George did it legally though. Let's see. Tokyo Drift. Oh man, those souped up 350s. And Mitch says, that car is trash. We understand, Mitch, it's not a Ferrari or anything like that. But, for us commoners, the 350Z was our thing, right? It was our thing. It reminds me of what was the Infinity version of it? I forgot, right? And says, let's see, Mitch, they have the most distinct sounding engines in the world, right? Boston Bob says, I'm the same way, bouncing around. When I see cars, I just have to see how they look, I have to see how they look. And it says, you can go to his website and AI for your non-AI car. Oh. See, Boston Bob's going to have me going all in circles. I'm going to put that on the list. Let me add that to my AnyDo. We're going to look into that next weekend. Let's see, AnyDo. And we're going to say we are getting some great information from Boston Bob today. Let me add that. George Holt's website, AI for non-AI car investigation. I love me some good AI, all right? So I got that on my list. So definitely tune in next week. We're going to do some more investigation into that. Let's see what else we got. Torch is the AI library. And Mitch says it's the so Torch is the AI library. And Mitch says it is the G35. Yes, that's what it was, G35. When around the time where people were buying a lot of cars from auctions and stuff like that, I had a friend who was like buying and selling cars. He had the Maxima. Those 2004 Maximas were so fire. He had the Maxima. He had the G35. He had Altimas, all types of cars. Let's see. All right, so let's go. It says, "I'm sorry, but the rapper." Don't be sorry. I love it. This is what we do here. This is what we do here. And you know what? Your car. I didn't want to say it, right? I didn't want to say it. But you're right there. You're right. That does sound like a mobster. I'm just saying, Boston, Bob, I'm just saying. I agree with your car. I didn't want to say anything. Let's see. All right. So let me see. Anything else for today? Let me see. Let's see. Let me go into this one real quick, right? Let's go to here. Oh, goodness. Let's go to, let me just move this way. All right, so this one says, a retired baby boomer who still needs to work to get by thinks Social Security should be seen as a right in the United States. Let's dig into this, right? Should Social Security be a right? So let's see what's going on. That's the question. That's the question, though. Should Social Security be a right in the United States? So Linda, a retired Ohio teacher, must continue working to stay afloat. She and her husband, both public servants, have lived modestly but still need to work. Public servants. Many retirees face similar struggles with low incomes, dwindling pensions, and withering Social Security. So, Linda, 64, has worked for the past 31 years, but that doesn't mean she's done. The retired high school teacher in Ohio, whose last name is known to Business Insider but withheld over privacy and professional concerns, said her retirement isn't looking how she anticipated. Both she and her late husband were public servants, which means they didn't have high-paid careers, but she does have a pension, which means she'll get a monthly payout in her retirement. But it's not getting her as far as she'd hoped for. Here's a question, though. Here's a question. Public servant or not? Should we... All right, so the first question is being a public school teacher for your entire life a smart decision? Now, what do we mean by smart? Is it a good thing to do? Is helping the kids, the youth, a good thing to do? Maybe. Or you could be a dedicated uncle like Boston Bob, and push those who are under you in the right direction. Because at the end of the day, the schools, they just tell you nowadays, do what makes you feel good. And to me, that is an absolute failure. But I digress. But for the people who didn't go the public servant route, they went and got into these careers. They sacrificed so much to get to the bag. Should they be responsible for the people who didn't make those same decisions? Should those who did whatever they had to do, should they be responsible for others? That's what I want to know, right? That's what I want to know. All right, anyways, the retired high school teacher in Ohio, let's see how much a high school teacher makes in Ohio. So the salary estimates for a high school teacher in Ohio is about between $44,000 to $57,000 a year. And this is like current. So imagine if they started 31 years ago, it was probably way less than that, you know? I'm just saying. Anyways, let's keep going. So, let's see. We lived the modest life of two public employees just making ends meet, Linda said. We bought a house, we struggled in debt. I'm still in debt after his death, and the bills keep coming, and I need to keep working. That is very, very sad, but
I'm in a bind, Nate.
I hate to play that, but that's your situation. This is such a tough topic, right? Such a tough topic. Do you have kids? But now I'm remembering why we're told that, and you know, when I was young, like 401k, like I want like 401k. What is that? I want the money now. But now that now that you look into it, like, wow, imagine if I started investing in my 401k even earlier, I'd have so much more in there, you know? So before her retirement, she was earning about $5,000 a month. Now with her pension, she'll have about $3,700 in a month coming in, according to documentation via Business Insider review, right? Before her retirement, she had $5,000 coming in. So after she retired, now she has less, okay? She's looking into part-time work and other opportunities that could keep her afloat. She wants something that will give her a modicum of autonomy when it comes to scheduling. And she said that if necessary, she'll apply for Instacart and deliver groceries. She wants to ensure she's never burdensome to her children, even in her old age. She doesn't ever see herself being able to stop working completely. She said she'd work until she could no longer physically do so. Linda isn't alone. Many retirees would-be retirees aren't able to fully throw in the towel. The Census Bureau current population survey found just more than half of respondents over 65 were living on an income less than $30,000 in 2022, and many older Americans are expecting to work until the day they're not physically able or to anymore. It's a situation that becomes more pronounced in the past few years as a retirement becomes increasingly reserved for higher earners, and it may only get worse as pensions continue to wither and Social Security remains in peril. Right? So I'm going to stop it there, right? I'm going to stop it there. Oh, let me read this last paragraph. I fully see myself working for the next 20-something years if I have that many left. Whatever years I have left, I will not be enjoying the retirement life in Florida, Linda says, right? So I think we're going to end it with this one, right? But let's go to full screen. Ask again. Should other people be responsible for the decisions that we made growing up? Even as adults. The jobs that we chose to take. The careers that we went into. All of that, like, and then should other people who, like, should someone down here in South Florida be responsible to take care of someone in Seattle, Washington? Totally opposite side of the country. Should we be responsible for that? I mean, that's a question. Because what is a right? What is a right? Because this article is saying, like, they're saying that Social Security should be a right. Well, this person is getting Social Security, but it's not. It's whatever you put into it. Allegedly, is what you're getting out of it. But the way that the whole funding is happening is not. I think Social Security needs to be rethought, reformatted. Because at some point, the money's not going to be there. Now, here's a question. Should somebody like President Joe Biden or President Trump at 78 and 82 or whatever the ages are, should they get Social Security? Should they get Social Security? Millionaires and billionaires. But they've paid into it. If it's a right to every American, then they should get it as well, right? I think we have to do better. We have to plan better. I personally don't believe somebody else's bad decisions should cost me. You know? Anyways, let's wrap it up for today. Let's go through the chat and let's wrap it up, right? We have 3 minutes. Like I said, I have a call at 11. So let's get into it. Let's go. And let me see. Where are we? So we are all the way. Ooh, got a lot of comments, all right? So let's see. So, all right, let's start with this. Mitch says the Maxima definitely was, I love the Maxima so much. And the 2007 Maxima SE moves. Those cars were nice. Those were nice. And Carson says, facts, Maximas with the bubble eyes at the back was dope. Love those Maximas. Oh my goodness. They burned a lot of gas though. I like the new shape, the 2004, but I also love those 90, I think it was 2000 and 2003, those Maximas as well. Those were nice. Those were nice too. They were fast too. I'm telling you. And it says, let's see. Let me see. So it says, it's not a right if you work. It's not a right. It's not a right. I don't know. It's not a right because a right, you're kind of born with a right, you know? But I don't know. It says, Amsterdam says Social Security is a crutch, right? And Mitch says to Amsterdam, what you mean? What you mean? And you guys says, Social Security is a Ponzi scheme. It's not even legal. Get rid of it. I never understood why people want to give their money to someone to take care of them later. Just keep your money, invest, NBA. Oh, man. NBA, man. See, but your car, what you have to understand, if they fumble the bag, right, then it's going to be their fault. Who are you going to blame? People always need somebody to blame. That's what I'm realizing. People always need somebody to blame. So put it off on somebody else. And now we can blame the government for fumbling the bag. And now, I have no money. I gave it to the government and they didn't give me anything back. So, see me, I don't like giving any money to the government. Nothing, zero, zilch, nada, right? And Mitch says, Ralph isn't for the people. I am for the tech savages. And you know what I invest into the tech savages? A little bit of money, not too much money, because you don't have to maintain the streaming software and all that. But I invest my time and my knowledge so that they can grow as well, so that we can get to the back, so we can run it up together. It says, or actually NBA, oh man. All right, it says, let's see. Mitch says, if that's the case, 401ks are useless too. It is a forced saving plan. But no, 401ks are totally optional. No one forces you to put money into a 401k. you can keep all your money out of a 401k and put it into something else, and like you can do whatever you want with your money. Like 401k is totally optional. The reason that people really buy into the 401k is because it's not taxed, and a lot of companies, they do a match on it. You know, so I don't think it's the same thing. And if I look at my 401k's increase, it is way higher than the 1% or not even, than the 0.1%. I guess that's our cue to wrap it up. Let me see, why is this thing showing up? Hold on. Oh, I know why. Let's go with that. All right. So I guess that is our cue to wrap it up. But let me finish the chat and then we're going to get out of here, right? So let's see. Junior says, make better financial decisions. I shouldn't be funding anybody else's life forcibly. It should be. See, I like the part forcibly. Forcibly, I agree. If there are people that you want to help, charity, family, whatever, that's totally up to you. But forcing people to take care of other people, I don't like that. And these teachers are clearly teaching our kids nonsense. It says, well, we are paying for student loan forgiveness.
Bruh.
I hate that. That just irks me, right? And Boston Bob says, I think men should help young men become good men. I agree. But I also don't think that men should put up with the nonsense that these alleged young men, because some people I think that sometimes they have to be broken a little bit. Not too far broken, because you have to experience failure. I like controlled failure, but sometimes these young men don't like controlled failure. They just want to go out there and fail. And I'm like, you know what? Let them fail. They'll come back. Hopefully they don't fail too far and too far away, but they'll come back. See, me, when I'm with my son, I like to let him fail. Like his mom, my wife, she'll be like, oh, no. I'm like, no, let him fall. And then he'll cry. And then 30 seconds later, he's all running back and high-fiving and stuff like that. So control failure, what? Anyways, and your car says you could take the money and do better with it. Keeping up with inflation isn't good enough. Wait just a second here. Social Security, if you work, aren't you paying into it? Not everybody. I'll tell you that. Not everybody. I'm telling you, just not everybody. And it says the match is the only thing that makes the 401k better than Social Security. And I think the percentages are a little bit better on the 401ks. And it's totally voluntary. It's totally voluntary as well. Educators aren't that educated. That's a fact. That's a fact, though. And Boston Bob says, my mom is in the same boat because her union has renegotiated contracts a couple of times and she lost her money. I am not a fan of unions. I'm not a fan of unions whatsoever. And Mitch says, that's how it usually happens, Ralph. You make less until you in military. And Amstar says, we are responsible for ourselves. And I agree. And for whoever you want to be responsible for. See, we're responsible for ourselves. But if you want to, let's say your mom, your aunt, your dad, your uncle, whatever gets sick, and you want to take care of them, that is totally up to you. But there should not be a law that says you are responsible for taking care of some random person in some faraway place for whatever reason. That should be their family, if their family wants to, right? Just saying. And Junior says, when I was in college, 90% of the people who couldn't complete their original degrees planned to switch to education just to graduate. If I leave a foundation onto my child with the proper teachings, it's still up to my child to make it right, to make the right decisions. Don't have the answer, but people on Social Security are still paying to live. Facts. And that's why we see the younger folks thinking the way they think, because they're being taught by dummies. It says, my mom is in the same boat because her union. Okay, we saw that. I'm sorry, it's facts. The weakest link in the chain brings the whole team down. So we must be strong individually before we can contribute to society in a meaningful way. Message. Very, very true. Here I go. Here I go. How do you know the type of job you want or can do if your surroundings aren't doing anything? I'm confused. I'm speaking for others, not me. Well, Mitch, you have to go out there and you have to teach them. And it says, I salute you, sir, of course. And these teachers are having with their students and starting money plans. Okay, yeah. That escalated quickly. And you have to evaluate your surroundings and find your interests and what you're good at. And we would like to on a human level, but not feasible. And the worst part about it is we're funding their behaviors. I will not pay any taxes as best as possible. Hey, get you a tax strategist. So if you're 8 of 8, 10, 15 living in the hood, how do you do that? Mitch acts like nobody has ever made it out of the hood. Mitch, you made it out of the hood, Mitch. Come on. All of us made it out. So I don't buy it. I don't buy it. It says, if your pops put you in sports, you don't continue to play and get better off the strength of your parents. You do it because you're in love with the game. I think homeschooling is best for society. I could not send my kids to those predators. And my daughter is homeschooled now because of all this stuff that's going on. And all right, good man. That's not fully true. Hey, that's where we disagree, Mitch. That's where we disagree. All right, let's see. All right, I got to get out of here. Let's see. I'm gonna read. Let's read this real quick. Regardless of the age, do we as individuals not teach our kids right from wrong, not to hang around certain crowds? It's the mindset, my brother. I'm sorry, I agree to do that. I'm sorry, don't pay Mitch no mind. Don't pay Mitch no mind. He's just like, he's for his people, whoever they are, right? You have to let them hit rock bottom. Then they will address themselves about everything they did to get in that position. After that, you can come and they can come to you humbly wanting a change. That's a fact. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Anyways, I got to get out of here. 1 minute left. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys are the best. You guys know what I like to ask. You guys know the question.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
I had a great time with you guys. So happy to meet Boston Bob. Thank you everyone who joined. Rod Brown, thanks for that super chat. You guys are the best. And as we get out of here,
one more thing. Price of the brick going up.
The price of the brick is always going up. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. See you guys tomorrow on our Software Explorations. Take care. Have a good one. Have a good one.